This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Monday, April 28th. Starting off the day with a few clouds, but those should yield to sunshine later this morning and afternoon. It will be a bit on the humid side today with a high of 82. Clouds will move back in this evening with a low of 66. Here are today's headlines. Bishop T.D. Jakes, who founded the Potter's House and has led the Dallas megachurch for almost 30 years, announced at a Sunday morning service that he will be handing leadership of the church over to his daughter and son-in-law. Their appointment will occur later this year. After the transition, Jakes will continue in his role as chairman of the T.D. Jakes Group, which includes his real estate company, Social Impact Holding Company, and T.D. Jakes Foundation. Jake's announcement comes nearly 6 months after a major health incident that he later described as a massive heart attack. The health incident occurred while Jakes was delivering a sermon on stage last November. That same month, Jakes filed a lawsuit against a former minister who accused Jakes of alleged attempted sexual assault. In 1996, Jakes moved to Dallas and founded the Potter's House, a non-denominational megachurch. The church now has locations in Dallas, Frisco, Fort Worth, and Los Angeles, and says it has 30,000 members. In other news, 2 young men are dead and a third was injured in a shooting when a fight broke out at an Arlington gas station Saturday night. At about 10:06 p.m., Arlington police officers responded to a reported shooting at a gas station in the 5600 block of South Cooper Street. There, they found a 19-year-old man and a 20-year-old man with gunshot wounds. They were taken to local hospitals where they were pronounced dead. Another 19-year-old man was shot in the foot. He was taken to a hospital and has since been treated and released. Officers determined 2 groups got into a physical fight in the gas station parking lot before the suspect, 17-year-old Saman Islam, allegedly retrieved a gun from a vehicle and fired multiple rounds. Islam, as well as multiple other people involved in the incident, were still on the scene when officers arrived. Next up, a throng of people gathered in downtown Dallas Sunday afternoon to rally against the Trump administration's policy changes that have affected labor, federal workers, and immigrants' rights. According to organizers, the rally held at Civic Garden was part of Mayday celebrations across the country, an event also known as International Workers' Day. A news release from national organizers said this year's gatherings were an effort to highlight the contributions of immigrants and labor unions, particularly in the context of actions by Trump since his return to the White House in January. In a press release, the marches, rallies, and celebrations will demand public investment in working people's lives, not billionaires' bank accounts. The protests are expected to continue throughout the week, with one planned for Fort Worth at 3 p.m. on Thursday. And the NFL draft is an unpredictable force. A prime example came this weekend when a pair of area quarterbacks were selected far later than expected. Shedeur and Quinn Ewers, who both played high school football in the area, went into the third day of the draft Saturday afternoon waiting to hear their names called. Once they were drafted, despite what you witnessed in their successful college careers, NFL scouts and personnel people gave the true evaluation of these players. Sanders was projected as a first-round pick. As the draft progressed, he became someone who wasn't worthy of a day 2 pick. And finally, after reports seeped out about his attitude, lack of mobility, holding onto the ball too long, and whether his father, Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, is a negative influence over his career, he was finally drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round as the 144th overall selection. Ewers was picked by the Miami Dolphins in the 7th round as the 231st overall selection. 12 quarterbacks were taken off draft boards before Ewers. The negatives about him were his durability and his arm strength. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.